we have a little bit of an insight into what is Winning Legal Wars, what was the thought process about behind writing the book, and what do you wish the reader to understand or to take out of the book when they read the book?
I wrote it in 2003. How old was I at the time? Early 40s? And that's a time when you finally figured out at least the basics of your game and what the legal profession is about. And I thought I had something to say. And I said, we are in a system. The system has the following properties. This is how it functions. If you understand how it functions, you can get the best out of it. It's like a car. If you understand the capability of the car, you can do the best with it that the car is capable of giving you. But you should be very clear that this is what the car can give you and this is what it can't give you. It will not dispense you a Coke. Right. But it will drive you from point A to point B. So I wrote that book. But almost as soon as I wrote it, I was deeply, deeply dissatisfied because I was young. I was trying to impress people. Look, books aren't about impressing people. They're about communicating.
Right.
The best communication is the best book. And if you're just trying to aggrandize yourself and show, how great you are because you know this and you know that, that's just a hoarding on the street. And my book was pompous and self-important and obtuse, and it used extremely, big words. It was projecting me as an intellectual. Okay, and I sold it to a textbook group, Macmillan. They sold it out, no problem. But I hated the book. It had great ideas done badly. So I said, I'm sorry, I don't want to allow a reprint. They were saying, what's your problem? It'll be bought everywhere, libraries and so forth. No, I said, no. It isn't about making another lousy buck. I'm sorry. It's about me actually sharing with the community. And then there was no time because, then your law practice takes off. And then there are other books to write. There's so much to say on every subject under the sun. And generally speaking, lawyers are generally speaking. So, I didn't know what to speak first. So in the pandemic, then I rewrote the book. I've written it in a more racy style, more accessible. It's the same principles. The principle is very simple. You first have to decide if you want to fight a legal war. And there are only 5 rules to make that decision. And if you've decided that you are going to fight a legal war because based on those 5 rules, you meet the qualifying criteria, then you have 5 preparations to make. So that you are positioned in a way where you're actually able to fight a war. So there are 5 rules, litigation preparations, and then you get into your fight and you need both strategy and tactics. And there are 7 strategies it really comes down to, the 7 things you can do to win. And once the war starts, on the tactical side, there are 7 tactics. If you do all these things, the chances of you losing are very low. You can lose, okay, if you have a rubbish case, you're going to lose. Right. But you can still play the game in a way where you come out ahead. You can force a compromise, you can stalemate the whole situation, and then there's a lot of commercial stuff. But my perspective was never from the viewpoint of the lawyer, because that's just legal rules. It was a book for business. That if you're a businessman and you want to get into the innards of the justice machine, and I call it the justice machine because there's more to it than the law, then you must understand how this justice machine functions. And if you play it the right way, you will get your objectives. And finally, that book has been rewritten. But here's the twist. I refuse to sell it now. I don't need the money. It's amazing how people chase money. But in the end, if you look at it, the amount of money you're capable of spending in your lifetime is very limited. Right. I thought I'll just give it back to the community. So we're going to do a download. It's going to be free. I hope you don't think the book is the less because I'm not going to take money off your back for it. Right. Just download it, read it. If you don't like it, trash it. Heaven knows you trash enough without,